Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah. Welcome to our podcast, where we help you learn and practice English in a fun and easy way.
And I'm Alex. We're really happy you're here. Today we're going to talk about something very common and useful. What to say and do when you're at a restaurant.
Yes, going to a restaurant is something many people do. Maybe you want to eat out with your family or friends, or maybe you are traveling. Knowing how to speak English at a restaurant is very helpful.
That's right. So, let's imagine this. You walk into a restaurant. What's the first thing that usually happens?
Usually someone who works there says, "Hello, welcome." This person is called a host or hostess. They will ask you something like, "How many people?" or "Table for two."
Right. That means they want to know how many people are going to sit and eat. You can answer, "Table for two, just me," or "We are four."
Then the host or hostess will take you to your table. You sit down, and then the server or waiter comes. They usually say, "Hi, how are you today?" or "Can I get you something to drink?"
Now let's stop here and practice this. Imagine the server says, "Can I get you something to drink?" What can you say?
You can say, "Yes, I'd like a glass of water, please," or "I'll have a lemonade." If you don't know what drinks they have, you can ask, "Can I see the drinks menu?"
Good one. Now after the drinks, the server gives you the menu. This is where all the food is listed. Take your time to look at the menu.
Yes, sometimes menus have pictures, and sometimes they don't. If you don't understand something, it's okay to ask. You can say, "What is this?" or "What's in this dish?"
Let's give an example. If you see something called chicken Alfredo and you're not sure what it is, you can ask, "Excuse me, what's chicken Alfredo?"
The server might say, "It's pasta with cream sauce and chicken," and then you can decide if you want it or not.
Also, if you are allergic to something, it's important to say it. For example, "I'm allergic to peanuts." Does this have peanuts?
Very important. And if you don't want something in your food, you can ask nicely. For example, "Can I have this without onions?" or "No cheese, please."
Yes. Now, when you are ready to order, the server might ask, "Are you ready to order?" or "What would you like to eat?"
Then you can say, "I'll have the chicken sandwich," or "Can I get the vegetable soup, please?"
And don't forget to be polite. Always say please and thank you. It makes the conversation nicer.
Absolutely. Let's do a small role play to practice. I'll be the server and you be the customer.
Okay,
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Can I get you something to drink?
Yes, I'll have an orange juice, please.
Sure, here's the menu. Let me know when you're ready to order.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this is how the first part of going to a restaurant sounds, from entering the restaurant to ordering your drinks and food.
And don't worry if you make a mistake. People understand. The important thing is to try and speak.
Exactly. Keep listening, because we're going to talk more about what happens next, like eating, asking for the bill, and more useful phrases. So now, you've ordered your food and you're waiting. Sometimes the server might come and bring your drinks first.
Yes, and they might say, "Here is your orange juice," or "Here are your drinks. Your food will be out shortly."
Shortly means soon. So don't worry if the food is not there right away. It usually takes a few minutes to cook and prepare.
During this time, people often talk, check their phones, or look around the restaurant, and then your food arrives.
Yay! The server might say, "Here you go," or "Enjoy your meal." That's a nice phrase. It means, "I hope you like the food."
And you can say, "Thank you," or "Thanks, it looks delicious."
Now, while you are eating, maybe you want something. Maybe you need more water, or you want some ketchup.
In that case, you can say, "Excuse me, can I have some water, please?" or "Can I get some ketchup?"
You can also say, "Can I have a napkin?" or "Could I get a fork?" if you dropped yours or didn't get one.
Yes, and it's okay to ask. Servers are there to help. And always say please and thank you. It makes everything nicer.
Now sometimes the server might come during the meal and ask, "How is everything?" or "Is everything okay?"
That's a friendly way to check if you like the food or if you need anything. You can say, "Yes, everything is great," or it's very good, thank you.
Or if you have a small problem, you can say, the food is a little cold, or I'm still waiting for my soup.
Always try to say it in a polite way. It helps the server understand and fix the problem.
Also, maybe you want to ask for more of something. You can say, can I have another glass of water? Or, could I get one more spoon, please?
Now, let's do a little role play again. I'll be the server this time, and you can be the customer again.
Let's go.
Hi, how's everything?
It's really good, thank you. Could I have some more napkins, please?
Of course, I'll bring them right away.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your meal.
That was great. Just a simple conversation. But it helps a lot when you are actually in a restaurant.
Yes. And don't forget, if you don't understand something, it's okay to ask. You can say, sorry, can you repeat that? Or, I don't understand.
That's very useful. Now after eating, you might want to talk about dessert, or maybe you're ready to pay.
Yes, that part is important too. So let's talk about what happens when you're done eating.
Right. Usually when you're finished, the server might ask, would you like any dessert? Or, can I get you anything else?
If you want dessert, you can say, yes, can I see the dessert menu? Or, I'll have a piece of chocolate cake.
But if you're full and don't want more food, you can say, no, thank you. Just the bill, please.
The bill means the paper that shows how much you have to pay. In American English, it's called the check.
Right. So you might say, can I have the check, please? Or, we're ready for the bill.
And when the server brings the bill, they'll say, here you go, or take your time.
You look at the bill and then pay. Sometimes you pay at the table, and sometimes you go to the front counter to pay.
And in many places, it's nice to leave a tip. A tip is extra money you give to the server for good service.
Usually it's about 10% to 20% of the total bill, depending on the country and the service.
So let's pause here and practice asking for the bill and paying.
Sure. I'll be the customer now.
Okay. Would you like any dessert?
No, thank you. Just the bill, please.
Of course. Here you go.
Thank you. I'll pay by card.
No problem. I'll be back with the card machine.
Great. And here's a tip. Thank you for the good service.
You're very welcome.
So now we've talked about everything from sitting down, to eating, to paying for the meal.
That's right. There's just one more part we want to share with you, and that's about some useful tips and expressions you can remember.
So, let's talk about some useful tips and expressions you can remember when you go to a restaurant.
Yes. First, always try to be polite. Use words like please, thank you, excuse me, and sorry. They make a big difference.
Exactly. For example, instead of saying I want water, it's better to say, can I have some water, please?
Also, it's okay to ask questions if you don't understand something. You can say, can you explain this dish? Or what do you recommend?
That's a good one. What do you recommend? Is a great question to ask the server if you don't know what to order. They usually know what's popular or delicious.
Another helpful phrase is, I'm ready to order. You can say this when you've looked at the menu and know what you want.
Or, if you need more time, just say, can we have a few more minutes, please?
Now, let's go through a quick review of the steps at a restaurant in English.
Step 1. Arriving at the restaurant. The host says, table for two, and you say, yes, please.
Step 2. You sit down and the server asks, would you like something to drink? You answer, yes, water, please. Or, can I see the drinks menu?
Step 3. You get the menu, and when you're ready, the server asks, are you ready to order? You say, I'll have the burger, please.
Step 4. While eating, you can ask for more things, like, can I get some ketchup? Or, could I have more water, please?
Step 5. When you finish eating, the server might ask, would you like dessert? If you're done, you say, no, thank you. Just the bill, please.
And finally, step 6. You pay the bill, say, thank you, and maybe leave a tip if it's normal in that country.
That's it. You did great. These are real English phrases that people use every day when they go out to eat.
And the more you practice, the easier it gets. You can even try saying these things at home, like a game with your friends or family.
That's a great idea. Practice with someone. You can pretend to be in a restaurant and take turns being the server and the customer.
We hope today's podcast helped you feel more confident when speaking English at a restaurant.
Yes, and remember, making mistakes is okay. Every time you try, you learn more.
Thank you so much for listening and learning with us.
And thank you for joining us at the table today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.